What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the College Football Show. I'm WillND, and I'm here with Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports, and got some big games for two of our teams this week. Should be a fun week.
Absolutely, definitely excited to get into the games this week for sure. When you look at like you said, our two teams, Alabama, Notre Dame specifically, yeah, big games. I mean, I think that we're gonna be decently favored. I'm pretty sure both are favored by like a touchdown for both games, or so somewhere in that range. But still have the potential to be upsets, right? There's a shot our teams lose, but I think hopefully we'll be okay. But we'll get into all of that for sure. I don't know if are we recapping last week's games,
We
but
could do a quick recap, quick
all right,
one.
we'll try to do it really quick because I know like sometimes we go way too long on these,
Mhm.
but week 12 games are going to be fun. I don't even care if it's a down week at this point. Every single week of college football left matters. So,
All right, I hit share. There we go. Okay. As we got the Irish's big win, the Trojans they keep marching, so that helps Notre Dame. First half was
absolutely.
sketchy, but second half, Mayava and Lemon got it done. And King Miller's been doing well for them.
Yeah, USC's entire season is just getting lucky that Nebraska's quarterback got hurt. I mean, that's about all you can say because and their season would have been over. But they've got a tough road ahead. Tough road ahead for them. If they want to make the playoffs, they got to earn it. They got to earn it. So a good win over Northwestern, all things considered. But like you said, not great to start.
Mm-hmm. We have Buckeye Mike here, and his Buckeyes are number one, and he has them being UCLA 45-7. That could very well could happen.
That's fair. Absolutely appreciate you being here, Buckeye Mike. But it's fair. I think Ohio State should be fine in every game left except Michigan. Time will tell. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Houston UCF. I picked Houston, and man, this game was interesting. Houston almost blew it. Obviously, they lost last week. Not a good, or the week before that, rather. That was not a good performance for Houston. But I mean, I don't think that they're great. Like they're not a great team, but I mean, 8-2 is still 8-2. It's pretty good, but not a great
I mean, that
performance.
UCF quarterback, Belford, the Wolf of Orlando, I guess you could call him. He was slinging it, but he threw an interception late.
Yeah, Taven Jackson. He played all right, but he kind of stole at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Trace Davis's younger brother.
So did he get benched or did he just get hurt?
Well, he's been in and out of the lineup all year. I know when I was watching the game, Taven Jackson was playing, and he's played in almost every game that UCF has been in this year. But he's been in and out of the lineup, like injured somewhat. He comes back. I don't know because I know that they had didn't I know they had Fancher. Cam Fancher was at Central Florida, so they had him. He was playing. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, Taven Jackson's the starter for Central Florida, and he was playing the vast majority of the game. So I don't know what happened at the end. I actually didn't see the end of the game. I only saw like the second quarter. Forgot why I turned it. Memphis, man. Memphis choked. They choked, man. Yeah, they had a really good chance at the playoffs, and now it looks like South Florida has regained that being the favorite, the lead for that. Doesn't mean that they're gonna be the group of 5 representation. James Madison still got a shot. Tulane still has a chance. I mean, Memphis has a very slim chance. A lot of things break their way, but they pretty much just blew their chance with this loss. Good game though. Red Sloth played good.
Ohio State down after the first quarter in West Lafayette, but they did put it on in the
And
second
24
quarter.
in the second. I mean, it's like it was just fool's goal. I saw 3-0, and I saw some people online. Oh, could they? And I'm like, no. I'm like, it didn't even cross my mind. I'm like, Ohio State's gonna be fine. It's not. Rondell Moore is not at Purdue. It's not happening. So Jeff Brom's on. So yeah, Ohio State cruised the victory. I mean, a little interesting. They were down 3-0, but yeah. Indiana, Penn State.
There we go.
My Lord, Will, I was sweating bullets. I thought it was over. I thought the undefeated season was over. Obviously, if they had lost, everything still would have been ahead of them. Just beat Wisconsin, Purdue. No matter what happens in the Big Ten championship game, Indiana still would have been in the playoffs, even with a loss here. The season wouldn't have been over or nothing like that. But it would have taken such a shine off IU. You know, like Mendoza's Heisman chances would have just declined big time. Taking the shine off, and all the fraud talk crap would have popped up. You know, all I know is that Indiana did what good teams do, and keep in mind, Georgia barely beat Florida, A&M barely beat Arkansas and Auburn, Alabama barely beat South Carolina. It happens, folks. Penn State showed up. And Indiana's got a lot of injuries right now. Minor injuries that they'll be healed by the Big Ten championship game. But right now they have a lot of injuries. They're a little beat up. Penn State, heck of a performance on their part. But Indiana did what good teams do. They found a way to win. That's the only takeaway that I care about. No, for the second straight season. So it was a great win. I don't care that they're 3-6. That Penn State team played a lot better on Saturday than they did against UCLA.
They've definitely played better since Franklin got fired. Florida, the opposite, but Penn State has been playing better.
Yeah, and people said A&M should have jumped to 2 because they blew out Missouri. Missouri has a third-string quarterback. That's a completely different situation than Penn State, who's playing a legitimately decent quarterback in Gronkemeyer. Missouri's third string sucked, and A&M, again, barely beat Arkansas, barely beat Auburn. So if you want to keep saying Indiana barely beat Iowa and Penn State, A&M barely beat Arkansas, Auburn. And I would argue Iowa and Penn State are better than Arkansas and Auburn. And the Auburn game was at home. Indiana's struggles have been on the road. Kinnick and Beaver Stadium are not easy places to play. Oregon barely won. We'll get to that. My point is I think they were just fine leaving IU at number 2. A&M, they're playing great. They've had a couple bad games too, but they're playing great. But yeah, they didn't need to jump IU for number 2. No, I don't agree with that, and that's not even because I'm a fan. It doesn't matter. I don't agree. A&M at 3 is perfectly fine. All 3 teams, until they lose, don't need to move. Ohio State at 1, IU at 2, A&M at 3. That's perfectly fine.
The Tide handled LSU.
Yeah, this game was a whatever game, and I basically said as much on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. They won, and I'm glad they won. And I was, proud that they won. But I felt like Alabama could have killed them. They could have won them, and they didn't. It was just a very sluggish performance. Honestly, I was not very impressed. LSU. People said, well, they play. I didn't really think LSU played all that hard either. It was like Penn State showed up. LSU just whatever. I mean, they were just there. Alabama, to me, got in their own way. Could have won by a lot more. At the end of the day, it don't matter. They won. They didn't. It's not like they dropped any spots. They're still 4th. The game. In the end of the day, Alabama makes the playoffs and goes on a deep run. This game isn't going to matter at all in the slightest. They won. That's all that matters. I just thought they could have played better. I mean, obviously, I think Indiana could have played better, but I was expecting Alabama to play better than this. I thought they would win by a lot, like last year. I thought they'd, pretty much handle LSU, but it was just kind of a slugfest game, honestly.
Kind of similar with Georgia and Mississippi State, you feel like?
Yeah, I picked the game to be a little bit closer than that, but I think that Georgia's finally starting to hit a gear again. Yeah, it pains me to say it, Will, because I've been talking a lot of trash to Georgia, especially early in the season, because they look really bad early in the year in their wins. They've had about 3 games this year where they didn't even look like a top 20 team at all. But this game, outside of Mississippi State getting a little bit of momentum at the end to make it look better, Georgia handled them completely. I saw it when it was 38-7. So, I mean, Georgia is definitely peaking at the right time. People love that phrase. They're peaking at the right time, it seems. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the playoffs because you're going to have A&M there more than likely. It'd be very hard to see A&M falling off. You never know. It still could happen, but A&M should be in the playoffs, Alabama, Georgia, and then you never know between Ole Miss, Texas, Vandy, all that other stuff. But Georgia, it looks like they're going to be a problem again. Definitely looks like they have issues, but they play good.
Yeah. Ole Miss looks like they'll be in. They have two pretty easy games left.
If Ole Miss chokes their way out of the playoffs this year, that would be a colossal fail because their schedule the rest of the way is like Indiana, pretty much. It's simple. I mean, they should win out and go 11-1 and make the playoffs. Like there is no reason. But you never know though. You never know with Ole Miss because they barely be Washington State and a couple other teams, but they should make the playoffs. Tech, I mean. This game, I mean, the spread kind of told you. I don't know if you saw the spread before. Tech favored by like 14. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, you got number 7 versus number 8, and Texas Tech is favored by 2 touchdowns. Like, that is Vegas did not believe in BYU. That's all I know. They did not believe, and they were right because Texas Tech manhandled them. This game could have been uglier than the score is right there. Like, they settled for a lot of field goals. They could have probably put up 45, 50 points in this game. Tech is a problem. They're a good team. They sucked against Arizona State, and they did have their quarterback hurt. I will give them credit there. Morton's back, which, I mean, he only threw for 219. But Texas Tech clearly is the best team in the Big 12. I'm circling it back to that. I kind of, when they lost Arizona State, said that they weren't that great. But they bought a lot of good players. I mean, literally, about all I can say. They bought a lot of great players, and it's coming together, and they should make the playoffs, and you never know, they might beat somebody. That's their ceiling. They could do it. They also could lose in the Big 12 title game, and it'll be interesting to see if, where they would be in that scenario, but Tech should make the playoffs. They're playing good. I still don't think that they're anywhere close to a championship contender, though. Title contender, natty or whatever.
Iowa just needed one stop at the end, man. One stop, and they could have won.
It's a shame. I mean, I didn't really care who won this game because obviously either way, probably Oregon winning helps Indiana, I guess, because their signature win is still their signature win. It's over a top 10 team on the road. So it probably was better that Oregon won. It's just if Iowa would have won, you can make still that case. Well, hey, they beat Iowa too. Iowa is so close this season to actually having a really good football team. They still kind of their problems though. Like the offense is still not good enough, and their defense is elite, but it still isn't as great as some of their other defenses that were just ridiculous. They're good. Iowa is legitimately good, but they still have a ceiling, and they just can't beat teams that are significantly better than them. They were very close, though. And unfortunately, their schedule the rest of the way, they could actually go 7-5 and actually have a pretty good team.
And the Irish handled their business. CJ Carr was great in this game. Happy to see CJ back to playing really well.
Well, that's a good sign for Notre Dame's playoff potential, to advance if they make the playoffs. But Carr's been playing better lately. But that has to continue. I mean, if they play a good team in the playoffs, they cannot rely on their running backs, especially if the team they're playing is a good run defensive team. If that's the case, then Carr has to be a threat. And at times he's been good, but at times he's been bad. But I think lately he's been better. So that's a good sign for Notre Dame. Maybe, even though they're 7-1, I still know how good they actually are. But I mean, beating a team at 7-1, 49-10 is good no matter who it is.
And Virginia and Louisville blowing it.
ACC got completely humiliated the last couple of weeks. Started with Georgia Tech losing NC State. And before that was started with Miami blowing it against Louisville and then blowing it against SMU. And then now Wake beating Virginia and Cal beating Louisville. See, the problem is that you talk about the Big Ten. All I hear about the Big Ten is that, Indiana and Ohio. Well, Ohio State's the only legitimately great team. And then Indiana and Oregon or whatever, and then the rest of the league's trash. Well, I mean, you can make that case, but at the same time, at least the Big Ten's got several teams that have a chance to compete and maybe win a national championship. Even if the only team that legitimately has a true chance to win a championship based off talent is Ohio State, Indiana and Oregon are at least there. The ACC has 0 teams. I know people keep saying Miami when they're good, but they're not. And that's the problem. Like, Miami's good. And the other problem is the teams at the bottom of the ACC who are not good are beating up the teams that are supposed to be good. That's the problem. Like, Georgia Tech and Louisville were supposed to be good, and they're getting beat by average to bad teams in their league. Teams that probably in the SEC wouldn't even go 3-9. Sorry, but it's facts. Wake Forest is not a very good football team. I mean, they're better because of Dickert, and all that. They're a little better. But Virginia was never a good team. Carolina should have beaten. They went for 2 and didn't get it. Virginia clearly you knew was going to eventually lose. But Louisville losing's bad, and Georgia Tech losing's bad. The ACC is imploding. And, yeah, I mean, Miami is the most talented team in that league, but
they can't get out of their own way.
They're not holding the conference up like Clemson used to. So it makes the ACC look terrible.
Vandy beating Auburn. Auburn, of course, putting in more effort now that Hugh Freeze is gone, but still.
Yeah, Auburn putting in more effort is definitely part of it, kind of like State. But at the same time, I do think Vandy has been trending down. The last weeks, the results have not been as good, which is a shame because I really like Vanderbilt. And I think that, at their best, they're a pesky team that if they did sneak into the playoffs could maybe cause an issue to somebody, depending on who they play. I like Pov, but their defense is starting to play bad. And if that continues, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Miami won. Washington, get out of here, Washington. You can't lose to Wisconsin.
The thing that's so funny about this, Will, is that the starting quarterback for Wisconsin in this game threw for 8 yards. 8 yards. The leading passer in this game, Will, for Wisconsin was their punter. He threw a pass for 24 yards. Their starting quarterback, which I know they're down like 80 billion quarterbacks in Wisconsin. They've been for the last few years. But their starting quarterback in this game, forgive me for not knowing his name, but it's not important. He threw for 8 yards. That's all I know. I saw the stat, and I'm like, how did a top 25 team lose to a team that threw for 8 yards? Like, Washington clearly has a road problem.
Yeah.
They cannot win on the road. Their only win on the road was at Maryland, and Maryland choked that game. Like, this result would make Loxley look really bad right now.
Yeah.
Really bad. The fact that Washington lost this game but somehow beat Maryland, okay. Yeah, Maryland's bad. But yeah, I can't believe that. Will, I'm blown away that Washington lost. I don't even know if I even picked this game because last week I did the stream myself. I don't even think I picked this game. All right, I just glossed over like, yeah, Washington's gonna destroy Wisconsin. Like I didn't see this, man. Like, I know Washington's bad on the road, but my lord. And the weather was bad, but still, you lost to a team that threw for 8 yards with their starting quarterback. I like how? That's bad. Yeah.
WVU that's a nice win for WVU.
Yeah, that's a nice win. I definitely think Deion's time's running out. I think there's a really good chance that he quits. We'll see. I don't know, but Colorado's bad.
James Madison maybe makes the playoffs over the ACC team. That's what they're talking about. Like, if Duke won the ACC, they might put James Madison ahead of them.
If Duke won the ACC, then there is a legitimate chance that both South Florida and James Madison, or Tulane or James Madison, whoever, could therefore make the playoffs. That would be humiliating to see. Like, I mean, you would have so many people memeing that the ACC is not even a power league. Like, even the Big 12 will be like, well, look at us. You know, everybody said the ACC is better than Big 12, which even I've said because they have brands. They do have brands. The problem is their brands suck. So, you know, that's your problem right now, ACC. That's your problem. But yeah, that would be humiliating if they don't get it.
Loxley. I mean, do you think that they might just eat it like Maryland and Wisconsin? They might just eat it because there's so many coaching jobs open. They might just eat it for another year.
Honestly, I think that is a very good possibility. Yeah, I mean, it's not a good market to fire a coach because every job's open, man. There's so many jobs open. So yeah, Maryland, Wisconsin is not, but Maryland definitely would not even be close to the top of the list of desirability out of the open jobs. I mean, who would they get? I mean, you know, if Chesney gets passed up by everybody, would he go to Maryland? It's like, well, I mean, Penn State's possible. I don't know where he's going to go. I have no idea. But it's like, if you're Maryland, the only way I would fire Loxley is if you know for sure you could get someone like Chesney. But probably not. You know, I mean, the thing is, Loxley technically has done okay there. Like, technically, considering his record before becoming the coach of Maryland, like he was like 2-30. So I mean, he's been better in Maryland, but he's running out of steam. And for some reason, he's prioritizing. Oh yeah, we've got Malik Washington and a couple freshmen over keeping Roman Hemby and keeping, you know, some of their more experienced players. They're just losing them to the portal and then keeping the fresh. It's a bad strategy. It's killing them. So, you know, Maryland is definitely trending the wrong direction. I mean, the Indiana game was mostly IU fans there. I mean, it's just a bad look for Maryland. I mean, they've never been great in football, but like you said, that Friesian guy, like they've been decent before. You know, the little video board showing all the really good Maryland teams from a long time ago. It's like they've been decent before. You know, right now they're just not competitive. Yeah, they've won some bowl games under Loxley. He's done fine.
I mean, they fired Friesian after going 9-4, man. I mean,
well, I mean, the year before they were bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think he was bad in 2009.
Yeah, they were bad.
His second to last year was, but the last year that he was there, like you said, 9-3, 9-4, whatever. It's like, how? I mean, it's the same thing with Pelini. I don't know why Nebraska fired him. But yeah, I mean, Maryland's just in a pickle because they're very irrelevant, and Loxley has done good things, but he's not doing good right now, and it doesn't look good for the future. Who went for Rutgers, too? I don't know what they finished up with, but yeah, Rutgers.
They finished up with Ohio State and Penn State, so.
Again, only chance is Penn State. Yeah, I remember that. To make a bowl, but yeah.
Duke, man.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. I picked Duke in that game, I believe. I mean, I thought about UConn, but I figured Duke would be fine. I thought they'd win by like 10 because they've been playing all right. But yeah, UConn's having a pretty good year, and that Mora guy, people were like, hey, is he a candidate for a job? I don't know. We'll see. Kansas still not good. Arizona at home, but yeah, and this game irritates me, this one, because I picked TCU, but I literally said when I picked TCU, this is a game at Iowa State it feels like they'll win. Campbell back against the wall. Iowa State kind of struggling a little bit, and guess what he does? Goes out there and wins the road game. That's what literally every time Matt Campbell and Iowa State look like crap, they somehow win a decent game. It happens every time. It felt like a game they would win. I should have picked them, but I ended up chickening out and picking TCU because they were at home. I go with the home team so much, and it usually works. But I even while saying that, I said on my stream, I thought Iowa State had a shot. Like, it felt like a game they'd win. And they won. So. UNC is 4-5 now, and Belichick somehow is looking better. And Carolina fans are less angry at him. But what really makes me laugh about this game is that Carolina almost blew We were up 20-3, and then somehow almost still lost the game. So it's like, yeah, won, but it would have looked a lot better at 20-3 than 20-15. Carolina theoretically could still make a bowl because they have Wake, Duke, State to finish. I mean, they could win 2 out of those 3. I wouldn't bet on it, but
Clemson won the toilet bowl in the ACC.
dude, I picked Florida State. I picked Florida State. I after the Wake game, man, they look good in the Wake game, right? Clemson's been should have picked Dabo, but I picked Dabo a lot this year, man. I picked them against SMU. I picked them against the whoever other crap team they lost to in the who was it? They lost to SMU. They also lost to they lost to Syracuse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I picked them against Syracuse. I've picked Dabo a lot. Obviously, I picked them against LSU. So kind of got tired of picking Dabo, and I went with Florida State, and then Dabo wins, which I'm happy for. But, like, make up your mind, Clemson. How crappy are you?
And then Florida.
In the chat, just leveling into Florida State. They didn't look like that last week, though, Jackson, or the week before. The Wake Forest game, they destroyed Wake. And then Wake turns around and beats Virginia. So, Florida State just can't make up their mind whether they just want to suck or not. But, yeah, this week they were, Jackson. You're absolutely right. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate Godfather for being here, too. But, yeah, that's funny. It's disgusting.
Florida has quit. They have quit.
Yeah, it kills me. And see, this is why when people are saying IU barely beat Penn State. This is why I'm like, no. Penn State showed up. Penn State did not show up against UCLA. They showed up last week. This game right here is proof that sometimes teams quit and sometimes teams don't show up because we saw Florida almost beat Georgia. They almost beat them. They were 4 points away. And then this game, they lose by 31 to Kentucky. So it's like, yeah, this is proof that scores don't matter sometimes. They just don't. IU beat a Penn State team that played their kahunas off, as Caden the Diesel Freak would say.
That's going to be a game, that Florida State game.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, that's Jackson right here, man. I mean, he's right. That's the thing. He's right.
That got to be since when Bear Bryant was at Kentucky, right? That's got to be is that when?
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. I think he coached there from 49 to like the 5th, somewhere in the 50s. Yeah, so that sounds right. Dude, I wouldn't even know who to pick with Florida State. I have no idea, man. Like that really is a garbage game. Nebraska, UCLA. I went with UCLA because I thought Latif was going to sell because he didn't throw the ball last week. I keep saying last week. You know what I mean by last week? The USC game. This game, though, he actually played good. So, good job, Nebraska. You could go 9-3, maybe. Still, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, good job. I mean, this good win for Nebraska. Like, I know UCLA, it still cracks me up. People thought when they were 3-5 going to IU that they or 3-4, whatever they were, that they had a chance to take the Big Ten championship game. I know people were kind of kidding, but some people actually meant that jump. But UCLA, like, I know they're falling apart, but still, like, this was actually a decent win for Nebraska, all things considered. They're not choking their entire season away.
Yeah.
Like, an 8-4 or 9-3 record for Nebraska would be huge. Just to have it, because they haven't had it since Pelini. It'd be huge.
All right.
Oregon State, man. Oregon State beat Washington State and lost to Sam Houston as a 21-point favorite. How do you do that? Wow. All right. Now we're on a week of week 11 is in the past. We got Kent. Look at Kent State, man.
Kent State.
Kent State. They could make a bowl game, right? Nah, probably not. But look at that. Pretty good. Nothing.
Louisville.
Dude, I don't even know at this point. A couple weeks ago, I would have told you, Louisville wins big. Now, I'm not so sure because, one, Louisville has already lost now 2 games as favorites. And Clemson, I believe, is Klubnik back, which I did not know when I picked Florida State. Klubnik was back. I thought he was still out. What do you think? You think Louisville's going to be fun? Because Louisville has not been playing good since the Miami win. Even the Miami win, literally, if Carson Beck just would have stopped throwing interceptions, Miami would have won. So, I mean, that win's not even as good as it was when they won. I don't know. I mean, literally, the spread is telling you that this game is close. But the issue is Clemson show up. I mean, the problem is, like, I picked Florida State last week because Florida State the week before last week against Wake played great and then laid a complete fat goose egg against Clemson. Not a literal goose egg because they scored 10, but they sucked. Then Clemson, for weeks, has looked terrible, but then last week they win by 2 touchdowns. I don't even know. I got this type of crap in the ACC. You can't even predict this junk.
I'm gonna go 27-24. I'm picking Clemson.
Is Dabo gonna reel me back in? Because my lord, Will, I have picked Dabo a lot this year, and he's let me down.
I picked 27-24.
I'll go 24-21 Clemson. Whatever. You better pull through, Dabo. I mean, the thing is, I want to pick Louisville so badly just because I think they're better, but they ain't playing good. And Clemson's still really talented, but it's about showing up. Are they going to show up? If they show up, they win. 24-21 Clemson. I don't trust it, though. I don't trust it one bit.
Oregon should beat Minnesota big.
Oregon should beat Minnesota big, but what about bigger than the spread? That's a steep spread.
I'm going to say Gophers cover. Although the Gophers did get shelled by Iowa, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I still don't know how that game happened. Because Gronowski only threw for like 100 yards, and somehow they put up 41. I think there was a lot of turnovers. So, I'll go with Oregon 38-14. I'll say Minnesota barely covers.
All right, Wisconsin IU.
IU's last home game of this historic season. They're banged up. Wisconsin's coming off a ranked win. 8 passing yards. I mean, Indiana should completely destroy them. At this point, I just want Indiana to go 12-0 because they're this close. They've never gone 12-0. I mean, an undefeated regular season, regardless of what happens the rest of the season. Because I know everybody's like, oh, they're going to get destroyed by Ohio State and they're going to get destroyed in the play. I don't care about that right now. If Indiana goes 12-0, that would be huge. Just to have that on their ledger. Hey, IU, for 1 year in their entire existence, crappy existence at that, went undefeated in the regular season, a 12-0 season. You know how many times other teams have gone 12-0? It's not even easy to do that. It's a good team. Mm-hmm. It's remarkable. They're this close. Absolutely cannot overlook either of these teams for that. The mindset is 1-0. Don't look at them. Don't look at the playoffs. Don't look at the Big Ten title game. It's all about this game. IU's got some injuries. I'm going to go with Indiana 34-7. I think Indiana could win by more. Usually at home, they put up a lot of points against bad teams, but I feel like Indiana being a little bit slow, especially if Surratt don't play, they're not going to score as much. So I'm going to go 34-7.
South Carolina, A&M.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, yeah. South Carolina is on the road, so that automatically practically eliminates their chances of winning. I mean, A&M, I'm still worried about A&M, though, like the rest of the season, trying to win out. I mean, they've had a couple of close calls, but I don't think they'll have issues here. I'll go with A&M by 24. Mm-hmm.
And then
I'm just excited about the season they're having. That's all I'm saying. I'm excited about the season they're having, and I don't care what happens in the game or then. If they win, great. If they get blown out, it will suck. I'll be sad, but I'm just glad if they went 12-0, it's amazing. But go ahead, Will. Floor is yours for this.
Notre Dame against Pitt. CJ Carr against Mason Heinschel. Gonna be fun. But I do think that, I mean, they said Pitt has like the 6th best run defense in the country, but so we'll see if they can hold up. But I just think Notre Dame has the better athletes, better lines of scrimmage, probably better coaching staff. This should be a Notre Dame victory. And I do think that they'll get some pressure on Heinschel. And I think he'll turn the ball over. I think Notre Dame will win this game. Give me 38-17 over Pitt.
You said 30-17?
38.
38-17. Okay. Well, Notre Dame favored a bit more than I thought. 11.5. I thought the spread was like 7 or 8, but 11.5. I mean, Pittsburgh, where ranked teams go to die. That's what people always say. But I mean, the only thing that kind of concerns me is just because Pittsburgh has looked a lot better lately since the quarterback change. I mean, beginning of the year they looked terrible. Like that West Virginia game, they yeah. Like, but then since then, they've been revamped, rejuvenated. I feel like their crowd's going to be good. The Notre Dame just has to play their game.
Mm-hmm.
They play their game. Love Price. You know, don't let Carr do too much. Just good throws. I don't know. They're the better team. Notre Dame is the better football team. But again, I don't know how many times I have to say that the better football team don't always win. The better football team can lose. It happens all the time. So it's no given that Notre Dame wins. There's a chance they lose. I mean, they've lost to Northern Illinois, Stanford, and Marshall, and all the other teams in the past. So you never know with Notre Dame. I just think that Notre Dame is this close to the playoffs. They know if they went out, they get in. They've come this far. This is really theoretically their last big hurdle. Theoretically. I'll go with Notre Dame to win 28-21.
Mm-hmm. Did you see what Narduzzi said, though?
I did not see what Narduzzi said. I had, unfortunately, zero time to look at anything this week so far, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, if you know of any injuries, let me know about that too. But what did he say?
They asked him, "Is this a must-win game?" And he said no. Because it's like not an ACC game. Like we could lose 110-10. Like I wouldn't care if we win the ACC. And I think that's also. I just don't think their players are going to be as ready as they could be if he said this was a big game.
That's a really dumb mindset.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean,
I did not see that, man. I'm probably gonna make a Twitter reaction to that. If I see that, that's. I mean, in a way, I guess you can understand his logic because, like you said, you don't want to get beat up trying to win this game. And, I mean, if you can still win the ACC, but still, I mean, you should want to win every game. I mean, they scheduled Notre Dame, part of the ACC, thing. You schedule them like you should want to win. Because I mean, think about it, like if Pitt wins, that helps them nationally. Like, obviously.
I mean, this is the game day. College game day is going to this game.
Yeah, like, it's a big deal. I mean, obviously, if they have to win the ACC to make the playoffs. If they went out and they're not in the ACC title game, which I don't even know if there's a scenario where that's the case or not, but it's just the principle. If they go 10-2 with no ACC championship, they're not making the playoffs probably, even with this win. But just nationally, this win would look great. It would help Pitt. Maybe it would help recruiting. It would help Narduzzi. I don't like that comment if he actually said that. That's pretty dumb. But that's just my opinion. But I'll go with Notre Dame by 7.
And then Buckeye Mike said Notre Dame possibly being on the outside looking in.
They're not going to be.
I mean, I don't think they will be because I do think Texas Tech will win the Big 12. Texas may hop ahead of Notre Dame, but Notre Dame would still be the last team in.
Notre Dame is not getting left out, man.
Mhm.
There's just not. The problem with this statement, this is the problem with this statement. This is why I try to keep saying about the Texas being ranked over Bama. I'm going to keep going back to that. I'm going to keep using the example. Will's probably tired of me saying it, but the 2023 year, Texas was in over Alabama because Texas beat Bama in Tuscaloosa, but they lost to Oklahoma. The worst loss. Alabama beat Georgia, which was a better win. Yeah, I know, ironically, Alabama's win over Georgia was better than Texas beating Bama. I know that's ironic, but it is true. Here, why is Miami ranked so low, even though they beat Notre Dame? Because since that game, who's been better? Notre Dame. That's number one. Notre Dame has been undefeated. Miami has lost 2 games since then. Number 2, which team has the worst losses? Notre Dame lost to A&M, who's currently ranked 3rd in the country, by 1 because of Tyler Buchner, and they lost to Miami, who is a good team even though they suck. Miami has lost to 2 teams in the ACC that they should have beat, no questions asked, especially SMU. Now, like what the flip is SMU? Like, you can at least maybe argue on SMU. No, absolutely not. So that is your answer, Maniac, or 9426, if that's how you say it. Appreciate you being here. I'm not hating on you at all. You being here, but that is why Miami is ranked so low. They absolutely. Plus, the ACC strength is bad, so that hurts. It hurts. League sucks. It's not good. So Miami losing those games to bad teams is why they're ranked so low. Head to head only goes so far, and I think Will would agree with that, especially when it comes to Notre Dame.
For sure. Michigan and Northwestern. Michigan should handle business in Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
South
issue there.
Florida against Navy. Like, I hope Navy wins, but I do think that South Florida will throw
South
it.
Florida should win that game. I mean, anything can happen, but I think South Florida wins.
Cincinnati should be Arizona. Although Fafita's had a good year. He hasn't had that much help.
Fafita has had a good year. Arizona's been better at home, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like almost any team. Cincinnati at home is pretty good, so I think they'll win.
Yeah, Kansas State will win because Oklahoma State's awful.
Yeah, Kleiman's. I did pick K-State to beat Tech, which in hindsight was an absolutely abysmal pick. But Kleiman's still going to get a 7-8 win season out of there somehow at Kansas State. So he's still going to.
Yeah, he'll get 6
being
wins.
decent.
UConn will probably beat Air Force.
They should. I mean, it's not a given, but they should.
UCSA should beat Charlotte. Man, if LSU loses to Arkansas, that would be.
Is this the what is it, like the boot?
Yeah, the battle for the Golden Boot.
That's what I thought. The Golden Boot. I mean, you look at Taylor Green's numbers, and you see a team that probably should not be 2-7. I mean, Arkansas blew the Memphis game and
Auburn game
and Auburn and all the other games. I mean, they're not awful. Like, I know people are like, oh, well, you're glazing the SEC saying that at 2-7. Somebody's got to lose.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Somebody's got to lose a game. I think Arkansas is better than Purdue, who's 2-8 or whatever the record is. I mean, I do. I think Arkansas is better, but at the same time, they're still not great. They got a lot of issues. I mean, LSU's bad. I mean, the fans are not even going to care at this point. I don't even know, man. Like, do you think Arkansas wins because they'll care more, or do you think LSU wins just because Arkansas can't win an SEC game this year? I don't even freaking know.
I think, well, they're going to be playing Van Buren, so I think they'll win with Van Buren at quarterback.
Still don't understand why they benched Nussmeier. I mean, I don't know how much.
I think Nussmeier's injured. I think he's playing hurt.
Well, if he's injured, then that makes sense. But otherwise, it makes zero sense because Van Buren is not better than Nussmeier. At least not right now. I don't know how old he is, but I guess LSU, I'll go 21-20. No faith in it, though. Arizona State, because they're at home. I'll pick them.
Good year for Tennessee Tech in the FCS.
Yeah, it's always funny when you see those late FCS games. Oh, Tennessee Tech is 10-0 versus a 4-5 team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky should win that game, but you never know. Should win. Especially after the Florida win, but you never know. Alabama, they're favored by a touchdown around that 7-point range.
Mm-hmm.
First off, do you think that Alabama has a better chance to lose this game or the at Auburn game?
Well, I do think Oklahoma. I mean, they will be playing. I mean, Oklahoma will be playing for their playoff live. So I think it's about the same.
I agree with that. I mean, Auburn, just because you know they're going to show up, which is dumb that they show up for 2 games a year. But again, it's facts. I don't make the rules. They show up for 2 games every year. Oklahoma, I mean, like you said, you know, they playing for their playoff lives. I mean, Alabama was playing for their playoff lives last year at Oklahoma, and you know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting because Alabama, you know that DeBoer has to be beating that down their head. You know that, hey, remember last year and getting I mean, it has to be the message. Has to be because Alabama did not play a worse game last year than that Oklahoma game. Even the Michigan Bowl game was less bad. That's how bad. I understand Oklahoma, you know, defensively was starting to get better last year at that point in the season, but it don't matter. Alabama put 3 points in that game. Alabama was abysmal in that game, and that game is why they missed the playoffs. It wasn't the Vandy game. It was that game. The Oklahoma game is why they missed the playoffs because they still almost made the playoffs. But them losing the way they did in Norman eliminated them. So that's got to be the message. I think that DeBoer probably again said it all week so far. He's going to keep saying it. They have not lost at home under Kalen DeBoer. That is massive. They have not lost at home. Every single game that they have lost has been on the road and neutral. So I think that that big thing going Alabama's way. I think the crowd is going to be absolutely amazing, as always. So I mean, I feel like Alabama wins. I was not that confident with last week's performance. It was not great, but I mean, you would think Alabama would play harder in this one, knowing that Oklahoma was better than LSU, and because of the fact that Oklahoma beat them last year. I'll go with Alabama to win 31-24. I think Oklahoma competes. I think Mateer is going to give him problems, especially I think he is healthier now. He's going to give him problems. Definitely Alabama struggles with running quarterbacks. But I think Simpson's going to be locked in, and I think they play hard enough and well enough to win at home.
Mm-hmm. I do think Bama will win. I mean, just because I think they'll be able to pass it against Oklahoma. Oklahoma, they did get beat. Ole Miss did have success against them with the pass. So I do think. I mean, I think Oklahoma will be able to score a bit, but I don't know. Mateer still just hasn't looked that good since the injury. So I'm going to go with Bama. Yeah. So I'm going to go Bama 31-20. I think they'll.
The thing is that if Mateer was healthy, like he was early in the year, there would be a legitimate chance, in my mind, nationally for sure, but in my mind, that Alabama would lose or could lose this game. But like you said, he hasn't looked as good since the injury. He looks better now than he did right when he returned, but he still hasn't been the same. So I think that gives Bama enough of an edge. But it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully Alabama plays well. I mean, they cannot overlook Oklahoma for the second straight season. That would be foolish for sure.
Mm-hmm. Iowa USC.
See, this is what I'm saying about how Iowa's season can fall apart record-wise, despite actually having a good team. And this is why, records are not indicative all the time of a team's performance. That's why you have FPI and the Pro Football Focus thing and all the metrics that these people use to determine. Like Penn State is still a top 20-ish team according to all the metrics, despite being 3-6. You know what I mean? And it's just the way that it is, right? Iowa, they got Nebraska, I know for sure. They got USC. There's a chance they go 7-5. I forgot their other opponent. But the thing is like, I think that this Iowa team is still better than some of Ferentz's teams that won 10 games, being in the West. Like, the West sucked. So it's like them winning 10 games. That's why that discussion that me and Austin had years ago about how Iowa went 10-2 that one year, and then the next year went 8-4. And I'm like, they're the same team. They're the same year. It's just their schedule so happened to be harder the next season. I think Iowa this year is actually decent, but their schedule is not easy. It's just not. And basically all I'm saying is I think Iowa's not going to win this game. I think USC wins this game 27-21. I think USC squeaks it out at home. I think Iowa's going to fight like heck, but I think USC is going to do just enough offensively that they will win this game, and Iowa's going to fall to 6-4, and Iowa's going to fall out of the top 25. I still think Iowa's a good team. Pretty good. I think they're really good, but I think they're pretty good for a Ferentz team. But their record's going to fall apart despite actually being top 25-ish good.
I don't know. I don't know if I totally trust USC to stop the run.
I don't trust USC either. But if it was at Iowa,
they do play better at home though.
Yeah.
So I'll go. You said 27-21. I'll just copy you on that. That's about what I expect too.
For sure. Sounds right.
Virginia and Duke.
I mean, look at the spread. Virginia's ranked, and then Duke is favored by 5.5. I mean, that kind of tells you that Virginia is ranked, but they're going on the road to a team that just lost to UConn. I know UConn's better, but they're a 5.5 point underdog. That's how messed up the ACC is. I mean, I have no faith here. I mean, all I know is, again, I saw Virginia barely beat Carolina. I mean, Carolina went for 2. I don't think Virginia is good at all. They're probably the worst team ranked in the college football playoff rankings. I don't think there's a worse team. For James Madison's ranked, right? They're 25th. Is James Madison ranked or not? No.
I don't think they're ranked.
Who's 25th?
South Florida.
I can't remember. Yeah, James Madison is not. South Florida. Well, I think South Florida is better than Virginia. So
we can look at the rankings.
The other polls. Yeah. Yeah, Madison, I think, is ranked in 1. Yeah, they are. They are ranked in 1 poll. But in the CFP, they're not. Okay. I mean, looking at that top 25, I just don't think Virginia is anywhere close to as good as those other teams. You think Duke wins?
I think Mensa will carry Duke.
I'll go 31-28 Duke.
I'll go 34-24 Duke.
All right, the battle of the identical records here on CBS. What a game for CBS. 3-6, 0-6, 3-0-6. Yet Penn State on the road is favored by 8. So again, 7.5. That gives you an idea of how the computers favor Penn State still very, very heavily. The problem is that Penn State going to be completely demoralized after losing to Indiana? I
just don't think Michigan State's. I just think they'll win because they have more talent.
I'm just worried about them being demoralized because they were so close to knocking off Indiana. If Penn State, I'll make my pick if Penn State shows up. But if Penn State does not show up, they could lose, just like they lost to UCLA and Northwestern and all those other teams. But
I mean, they've lost a lot of close games and still showed up. So,
So you're going with Penn State?
38-14.
Wow. Yeah, I'll go with Penn State 31-20. I hope Penn State wins just because Indiana needs Penn State to look a little better. I think, even though it really doesn't matter, man. The national media is still gonna either like or hate IU regardless. I mean, the people that like versus don't. But I mean, if Penn State at least can show some respectability the rest of the way, that would probably help a little bit. But I mean, Penn State should win. We got Dave Brown here. I appreciate pulling that up, Will. He says, I don't blame you guys for the Clemson pick, but I feel better now the Cars beat Kentucky News tonight. Hey, good win.
Good win.
Basketball.
That Mikhail Brown, that guy's a great freshman.
Yeah, and for one key point after this, Pat Kelsey, good coach, very good hire for Louisville, for sure. But the other point I'm making is the freshman class in college basketball this year is loaded. There's a lot of good freshmen. Definitely looks like it's going to be a stacked draft class if things hold. It's early, but the freshmen are everywhere, are looking good. You got the boozers. You've got Sisley at IU looks pretty good. There's just a lot of freshmen, man. There's a lot of freshmen all over the place. Obviously, Arkansas with Cal, there's a lot of freshmen. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, good win for Louisville basketball. But yeah, Louisville football. I mean, they should beat Clemson. They really should, but don't trust them. Illinois should floor Maryland, man. They should floor them. Illinois is going to probably go 9-3, Will, and that's the funniest thing about it. Illinois is probably going to go 9-3 and still be so close to that playoff this year's Indiana crap that people were talking about at the beginning of the year, but they're not going to make playoffs. They're just having a 9-3 good year. Good year for Illinois. The type of season I said Illinois was going to have. They were going to fall short of the playoffs, but still do good. Yeah. That's what I literally said. So good for Bielema.
ECU.
Yeah, this is actually a big game for Dowdy Ficklin. Probably a good atmosphere. I mean, obviously ECU's already bowl eligible, which is good too. That they already overcame that hurdle. ECU has a chance to make the title game, which is crazy considering how actually decent the American is. Not the American Athletic Conference, and they don't call it that anymore, but the American. It's just the American. I guess they got rid of conference. It's just the American. But yeah, East Carolina, you know what? I'll pick them. I'll pick them by 3. I'll say 27-24. I'm probably wrong. Memphis is probably the better team, but I'll just go with East Carolina. I'll give them a shot.
All right. Oh, Carolina and Wake. Wake favored by 6.5.
I don't even know what to do here, man, because Wake got floored by Florida State, but then they almost beat Georgia Tech. Should have beat Georgia Tech, and then they beat Virginia, which I still think Virginia's bad. But Wake's been all over the place. I mean, they're already bowl eligible. Okay, Bill. Does Bill care? How much does Bill care? And how much does Carolina care to make a bowl game? If they care, they can win. I mean, I really don't want to pick Bill because I think Carolina is terrible, but I mean, they have won 2 in a row. I don't know. Who you got? You going with Dickert or Bill?
I gotta go with Wake because they're playing better. I mean, I don't know. I'll go with Wake because they're at. Even though there might be more Carolina
still
fans
the starting
there,
quarterback.
Take a look. See.
Because I mean, he's only got 3 touchdowns, 5 picks on the season. Is he still the starter?
Yes. He threw for 46 yards in the win against Virginia. 46 yards and they won.
Wow. That's rough. I don't know. I have no idea, man. I don't think either team's good. That's the thing. I don't think the ACC is good. I'll go Wake by 1. It's fine. I was gonna spring the Carolina upset, but yeah, honestly, it would make me feel better picking against them and they prove me wrong than picking them and they lose. It's like the Panthers. I picked the Panthers last week. Just dude, I don't even that name the Saints. Okay, I'm going with Wake 21-20. I think Carolina can win this game, but I'll go with Wake. I agree with you. There's probably a lot of Carolina fans there, though. Probably, even though
Ole Miss should beat Florida.
They should beat Florida.
I mean, Florida looks like they're quit too, and revenge.
As long as Florida stays quit, you know, as long as they stay dead, because Ole Miss, I'm still just don't blow it, Lane. You've got in front of you. Everything is in front of you. Don't blow it. They did this. They did the Kentucky thing last year. I'll go with Ole Miss by 17. They should win by 40.
They should.
But I'm going to go by 17 just because I'm worried about Lane. Baylor is interesting because Utah on the road is not the same team. They're not. At home, Utah is a beast. On the road, they sometimes are vulnerable. Do you think Baylor has a shot? I think they do.
Yeah.
They have a shot. So I'm actually a little shocked the spread is 8.5. To be honest. I mean, I know Utah's been looking a lot better. But again, if that Cincinnati game had been at Cincinnati, I can guarantee you that game wouldn't have gone the way that it did. I'm not saying Utah wouldn't have won. I'm just saying that there's no way Utah would have completely blown them out like that. And this game being on the road, a little worrying for Utah. They're kind of like Washington, but I don't think obviously they're as bad as Washington on the road. They do have those tendencies. I'll go with Utah by 3. I think they're just good enough, but I mean Baylor could win.
Yeah, I'll go 34-27.
Yeah. Washington will win because they're at home.
Yeah.
Ohio State, man.
Ohio State, big.
His NBC, terrible game. The fact that game's on at the same time as Texas, Georgia is just sad. Like that's not even going to compete. I mean, a lot of Buckeyes watching. No. Texas, man, honestly, I probably would prefer Texas to win this game. Probably. I mean, who I prefer to win does not matter. I really, either way, whoever loses is going to be funny because loses, they're dead, their fans are mad again, all that. Georgia loses, they're still alive for the playoffs, but now things get a lot more interesting because now they have to beat Georgia Tech. So, but again, it just either team losing would be funny. I don't think I can't pull Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust Texas in these games.
If it was in Austin, maybe. I mean, maybe. But Georgia, man, since the Bama loss, since whatever the heck the Florida game was, they've been looking better. So I'll go with Georgia win 34-20.
Yeah, I'll go 30. I don't think it'll get that ugly. I'll go 38-21.
All
right. Probably Florida State. I don't. Tech could win though. Tech could win.
They could win. Yeah. But I'll go FSU by 7. Ooh. Mississippi State can make a bowl here. They could, but
probably not. I don't think they can stop Hardy. Hardy's good back.
I'll go Missouri by 1. They'll be close.
BYU should win.
I'm liking BYU. I'm a little shocked there. I know BYU just got destroyed, but the thing is in Provo they're different. They're kind of like Utah when they're at home. You know, I think they're one of the better teams in the country at home. I mean, It's not like they can't lose at home, but I'll go BYU by 10. I think BYU will be fine. I've picked ECU a few times. They've let me down in pretty big games, but I've also picked against them and they've won. So they're kind of inconsistent. Boise State, San Diego State's a little interesting game too. I'll go Boise by 7. I'll go with an upset there.
All right.
Interesting week. Couple headline games. Obviously, Bama, Oklahoma, and Texas, Georgia are for sure the headlines. Even though
Notre Dame pitched the game day game.
Only because Pittsburgh hasn't had a relevant game in a long time. That's why.
They've had the brawls. They've had the backyard brawls.
But still, I mean, that's a good accomplishment there. The other two games are theoretically bigger games. But Notre Dame,
I don't know. It's a big game for both playoff hopes for both teams.
Well, it is for the other ones too, because I mean, if Texas loses, they're done. If Georgia loses, then things get really dicey in the SEC. You got Texas 2 losses, Vandy 2 losses, Georgia 2 losses. You got a lot of 2-loss teams there, and then Alabama, Oklahoma. That's another elimination game too. So I mean, Alabama picking up a second loss would again make things really interesting. Notre Dame, Pitt. It's really just Notre Dame. I know Pitt technically has a chance, but their chances are a lot slimmer. It's all on Notre Dame. Notre Dame has to win. I mean, they're clearly the 3 biggest games of the week, for sure. And then after that, it's sharp decline on like what
Duke,
the next.
Virginia, probably.
Iowa, USC,
and Iowa, yeah, those two.
It's probably the next biggest, but yeah, I mean, it's a good week. I mean, it's not a bad week at all. Again, a lot of people are going to say down week, but I still think it's like
better than last week.
Yeah. Even last week, IU Penn State, and again, in Penn State, most watched game of the week because people wanted IU to lose, and that's what I wrote on Twitter. It's just a bunch of watchers. We're for it. We're all for it.
Well, two of the biggest alumni bases, too. 2 of the biggest alumni.
That's fair, but it peaked late because the average viewer was 6 million. But when it was late at the Omar Cooper catch, over 11 million people were watching. That's up there with Ohio State, Michigan territory.
I was watching it on my phone, YouTube TV.
Oh yeah, I was glued the whole game. But I mean that late, man, it peaked because they're like, IU's gonna lose. All those SEC people watching, and IU won on one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. Dude, that was euphoria, man. I'm telling you, I thought I broke the sound barrier. I was so excited. I was going crazy. Imagine being at that game. Imagine being at that game, Will. Penn State going, oh, and all that, and then IU. Silence. Okay, Bean. You're already putting LOL. You know. Come on. All right. He had both feet in, but one was definitive. But beside a point, literally just one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Up there with Penix in the 2-point conversion, but this game actually meant more. That was crazy, but yeah, definitely exciting week last week. Glad things went IU's way. Hopefully things go Alabama, IU's, Bill's way, Carolina, we'll see. And for Notre Dame, for Will, so he does just $500. I believe in your fighting, Will. Don't let me down. I always get these type of games. But thanks everybody for being here. Subscribe to WillND. Subscribe to my channel, Only Talk Sports, if you like the show. Definitely we'll be back next week, I'm sure, with our predictions. It's going to be always a lot of fun talking about these games, recapping and predicting, and appreciate everybody for being here.